damn convoluted and so insanely, and I mean like really insanely one-sided, guys, as this has been now for the past 2 years. So because I'm 60 years of age, the 20-year-old woke nutbars can't speak of anything from this perspective because they weren't on the go when all, when this was happening. But I mean, I remember 9/11, guys. I remember when that occurred. I was in my 30s at the time, because going back over 20 years ago now, I guess 25 years ago, I suppose. Yeah, 25, yeah, okay. So mid-30s, I believe, when 9/11 struck. And so I remember everything that developed after 9/11, guys. And I remember how the world responded, how the United States responded to 9/11, and how the world responded to the United States responding to that attack on them. I remember all that, guys. And you can get it all online now as well. I think all the videos are there of, the news footage and everything was on the go at the time when the United States had their attack of this nature. And so the United States did a lot of things that a lot of people sort of disagreed with, guys, wondering if maybe it was a little bit extensive, a little bit extreme and all the rest of it sort of thing. And but I mean, they went ahead and they did what they felt they had to do in order to protect their nation and to defeat, to the best of their ability anyway, an enemy that clearly had them in sight to try to disrupt their nation as much as they possibly could. Now, I mean, there's a vast difference between the United States and tiny little Israel. I mean, this is the thing too. So I mean, for what was done on 9/11, guys, that barely gave the United States a black eye. I mean, but still, I mean, it was something that they weren't prepared for. It shook them up, shook the entire nation up for a while. And I mean, it shook up much of the world for a while, to be honest with you, to even realize how that was even possible for that attack to have occurred. So my point of bringing up 9/11 here, guys, is that if you compare 9/11 to October the 7th, 2 years ago in Israel, the attacks were very similar, guys, very similar, almost identical actually for what was attempted to be done. But I would argue, guys, it was even worse because it was even more brutal. The nature of the things that were done were even more brutal than what happened with 9/11. So the number of people that died in 9/11, I believe it was over 3,000 people. But almost all those casualties, guys, was due to the buildings themselves, the collapse of the buildings themselves, and the people that were still trapped in the buildings when they fell. So it wasn't the same sort of thing where you had somebody go into communities and target innocent civilian people, families and all the rest of it, and butcher them the way that happened with Israel 2 years ago, guys. So in one sense, for a number of different factors, guys, this was definitely Israel's 9/11. And for so many reasons, guys, it was probably actually even worse than what happened to the United States 24 odd years ago now, sort of thing, And so even though the United States, they were reeling for a while to try to overcome the effects, of the attack on their nation. And like I said, I mean, they went into Iraq. I mean, like, even to this day, I sort of call that an invasion there, guys. I got my camera taped up there, guys, because I need a new stand for my camera as well, so I'm trying to keep that in place there. They were reeling for quite some time after their attacks, and so they reacted toward that in a way that some thought was extensive, extreme, But again, like I said, they went ahead and they did what they did. I remember there was a lot of demonstrations when he wanted to go into Iraq. I mean, again, I'm sure that's all on old news footage and all the rest of it, anybody wants to check out, sort of thing. But the thing is, guys, the thing I'm trying to get across here, I'm trying to lead up to here by using this example, is that the world gave up after a while. Okay, so I don't think it even went into a year, from what I remember, my own personal memories of it. It didn't even go into a year of demonstrations and so on, and the world finally sort of gave up. You know, the United States went on, did its thing, and did whatever it felt it needed to do to protect itself and to get what they perceived to be the enemy under better control and so on. There was a lot of damage done in Iraq, guys, in that battle or whatever, and a lot of innocent people died, a lot of children died, a lot of women died, like the same kinds of people, guys, basically died in that conflict that have been dying in the conflict in Gaza right now. So what I'm trying to say is that the reaction of the world to two attacks that were in a lot of respects very, very similar could not be any different. You know, I mean, beginning similarly, but we've gone 2 years into this now, guys, and this has gone global now with the way the world is reacting to the way Israel is trying to defend itself, and it has gone into a state of utter, total, complete madness. On any sane, sensible, rational level, it has gone into utter, total, complete madness now. There is no level of balanced reporting anymore. There is no level of balanced perspective anymore. The level of lies and untruths and half-truths and misinformation and disinformation and all the rest of it that has been pumped out now for the past 2 years is pretty much completely off the charts. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life that I'm aware of myself, where one small tiny little nation so villainized, so demonized by the masses of people who themselves have not even bothered to get all the facts on the issue. Where mainstream media plays into all this, guys, it baffles me, because where the senseless masses can maybe, a big maybe on this one, guys, be excused for their level of ignorance. And I say a big maybe because the information has been there right from day one from Israel's side, and the reasons for them doing the things that they're doing. The information is there for anybody to get, guys, if they want to get a balanced perspective on this conflict. But what has happened is that when one extremist group, or maybe several extremist groups, have hijacked this entire thing. I mean, they were probably the cause for it to begin with. I mean, they were the cause for it to begin with. And they have hijacked the coverage of this, the agenda behind this, for the past 2 years. And they have brainwashed, absolutely brainwashed, hundreds of millions of people, billions of people worldwide to believe this narrative. So I've been the past 2 years, guys, struggling to understand. So anybody would look at me and would say, you're talking madness. How is that even possible? You know? And so if I were to sit back and try to give a balanced perspective on this, guys, I would say to myself, okay, well, how is it possible? Okay, so how could all of mainstream media be bought? How can virtually all of the world governments be bought? How can the United Nations be so insanely compromised now and so bought that all of these various groups are buying into this agenda as well, all at the same time, and propagating one of the worst, most colossal lies about any group of people, any nation, any group of people, in recorded memory. I mean, like go back to any conflict that you're aware of over the past 100, 150 odd years, since we have had recording equipment, guys, to record things, and try to find another conflict that is more convoluted than this and more twisted, more one-sided than this. And I'm pretty certain you'll be hard pressed to find another conflict that's more twisted and more convoluted than this has been the past 2 years, you know. So I have been the past 24 months now, guys, in amongst my own struggles, guys, because everything that's going on with me remains the same. I'm still going through my own personal struggles with where I'm living to, and being in poverty and struggling to make my ends meet from day to day and all the rest of it. I still live in accommodations that are up for sale, and I don't know, like, it's still like the sale will go through at any point. I have no idea what the outcome of the sale is going to be. So you know, like, I have the distinct possibility of, you know, homelessness hanging over my head, you know, pretty much every single freaking day of my life now for about 2 years, and still struggling to figure out a way to get on top of that, guys. And so in amongst of all this, my own personal battles there, I'm still struggling to figure out how I can be as much of a support to the Jewish people, the Jewish nation, in this insanely convoluted, twisted, lying conflict as I know how to be. And one lone person, guys, who's struggling to just take care of his own personal needs and all the rest of it, and amongst all this, can do precious little, you know. So I live here in St. John's, guys. I'm going to touch on this from every angle that I can think of right now for the hour or so that I'm giving myself to speak on this. I'm here in St. John's, Newfoundland. Now, as I said before, we have a small Jewish community in this province as well, in this town. And I reached out to them several times over, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. I don't know how they feel right now. I don't know what life is like for them right now. I don't know if they're scared. I don't know if they're fearful to make themselves known, what kind of reaction they will get, sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, they're invisible. This is the thing. They're invisible. I mean, I could bump into a Jewish person there in town every day for all I know, and I wouldn't even know that they're Jewish unless they made it known to me, sort of thing, you know. I've given them links to my videos, so if they've bothered to watch my videos, they've seen my videos, they know who I am, they know what I'm about. So if they see me around town, I'm more than happy to meet with them, talk with them, so on and so forth, express my support directly, you know. I don't really want to encroach, like go to their place of worship and encroach that way unless I'm getting an invitation to do so, So I just, I just voice my support the ways that I'm doing it here, and struggling to figure out, better ways to voice that support, express that support, I should say, beyond just making videos and surfing the web and commenting on other people's videos and all the rest of it, sort of thing. But so as you can see here right now, the sun's starting to go down here, guys. Gorgeous evening, dead calm, relaxing as anything, as peaceful as anything, So right now you can see the sun going on there, guys. Now I thought it was 5:30. It might be going on for 7 o'clock right now, guys, because 6:30, 7 o'clock I think is when the sun starts going down. But anyway, so this is the way this place is right now, guys, in the middle of I got about another half hour go there, guys, in the middle of all this madness. Okay, so we have had, I think it was been 3 or 4 demonstrations, pro-P demonstrations. I don't even say the fucking word, to be honest with you guys. I don't mind dignify the word by actually even saying the word. The pro-P demonstrations. We've had about 3 or 4 around town since this event, well, that I'm aware of now. I mean, it could be a heck of a lot more than that, but that I've seen myself or been exposed to, whatever, about 3 or 4 in the past 2 years. So we have been blissfully spared, overwhelmingly spared from the insane madness that has gone on, throughout so many parts of the world over the past 2 years, guys. And so I don't know what's lulling people into a state of just what's the word for it, false security or whatever, this craziness can't come to our island, can't come to our communities and all the rest of it, or what, because we have been largely spared of stuff that I've seen myself going on in other parts of the world, and other parts of Canada as well, for that matter. And so where this should have been clued up, finished up, within the first few months to a year or so, possibly at the most, of the initial attack, and it should have been kept more or less within that general area, guys, that like Israel and Gaza and Judea and Samaria. I will not say the other word. It is Judea and it is Samaria. It is the homeland of the Jewish people. It is the ancient biblical homeland of the Jewish people, and that is it. Simple as that. It's never going to be what a certain group of people want it to be, and no matter how many politicians kick and scream to say that it should be, it will always be Judea and Samaria. The Jewish people went back to their ancient homeland to reclaim their ancient homeland, to have a place of peace and safety and security in this world that they could call their own. And this is the ancient, the Lord Jesus himself was born in Bethlehem. Bethlehem is in what they call that, the name that they have for it. I'm not even going to say it, guys. Which was in biblical times known as Judea and Samaria. And so that in itself, that's enough for me, guys. That's enough for me, for someone coming out of a Christian culture that understands this from a biblical perspective. I've said this before in other videos, guys. Whether you agree with the religion of Christianity or not, so I'm setting quite faster now. I'm not even getting enough lighting here, not even finish this off right, guys. Whether you agree with the teachings of Christianity or not, I know there's a lot of dispute between Jewish people and Christian people on certain basics of the Christian religion. Now, I'm not Christian, guys, in a sense that I don't push all aspects of the Christian religion anymore, the teachings, the dogma of the Christian religion anymore. I have my own understanding of Yeshua, use the Jewish name for him. And I've done my own independent research about what was the first movements that came into existence that were founded upon the life and the teachings of Yeshua, and that movement, those initial movements, they were Jewish. They weren't, they were